Going now. Hello folks, I don't know why we had some technical difficulties getting things off the ground to start with, but we're here now. So welcome to the program. I am your Happyhealer Lover, and folks, today we are squarely focused on, and I do mean two stocks. And what two stocks are they? Well, they're in your description for this video. One is BBIG, big, and it's right next to this hand right here. There we go. It's pointing that way. I'll always remember that now. Do you see all that right there? That's BBIG. And it's been running. Right now it's cooling off a little bit, as we can see together what the effects are to that cool off. And the price right now is right at, that's blocking it. Let's get back in there. 980. So that's not bad. Let's zoom in on what we're looking at here. Let's get on back over here. And so you see it's pulling back up. And I'll be honest with you, these have plenty of time. I really like the call positions on this because it's reminding me a lot of support. How support ran up really high and it started from pretty low lows. This looks like it's doing exactly the same thing, and a lot of people are jumping on this. The volume has been just through the roof. For today already, it's been 204.69 million volume. That's a lot of volume. And we shall be cognizant of that factoid. And there's other stocks that I do like, my brothers and my sisters. Those stocks I will share with you in a moment. But isn't it nice looking at BIG and the progress BIG has made for lovers like you and I? These are those of us who are for sure that the hedge funds who have been selling out our families for the longest time now, it's their turn to suffer. It's their turn to lose money. That's the way it turned out for them. It was their creation, and it's for us to make justice. And in this justice, we get to inflate our pockets. So in that, I say the hell with them, and let's take their money. They've taken ours for way too long, and it's our turn to take theirs. And that's why I like the movement, and that's why I am part of the movements. AMC is together. Oh, look, it's broken 45 again, so it too is coming back up. And now let's see, when it was here, we're looking a little bit too far back. There it is. It was dropping and now it's coming back up again. Let's go ahead and take a look at the portfolio. And on the day for today, we are we're 35 down. And why is that? That's because we're up on all of our big operation, and we're down on our AMC operation. And it's okay. It just goes back and forth. They're two very vibrant stocks, and I do expect that in either way, that they're both going to be profitable moving forward. The big question is, how much time do you have to realize that profit? Be realistic about that. If you see the time coming up, don't take it for granted. That moment you have your out and you start to meet your expectations, get out. Sell your position, take your profit, be happy about that profit, go home a winner, and that's my advice on that level. Am I wrong? No, right? That tells you enough right there. So we'll go ahead and speak to you. Welcome to this wonderful cast. And you can ask questions there too, folks. And I turned off my robot commenter because he comments too much. He's a yacker. And but excited about AMC, so we can get that part out there. Feel free to ask any questions, just like I did a moment ago. And be sure to ask questions. It's a good way to grow the channel. Now, we're going to talk about I'm partaking in these fruit cups. Oh, they're so delicious. They have like the I'll get you, maybe I can get you a look at that. You see that? It's all fruit in there. You've probably had it before. It's really good. All right. We are looking at 4561 on AMC. BBIG. We're looking at breaking 10 soon again, which is great news because that's coming back up. And that's at $9.85 right now. That's $9.85, not $985. Although, soon, maybe. Yeah, right. That's looking good for us. We're going to hold that position, and we're going to hold it strong. We've got both time and reason, so we're staying in. And as so far as the actual portfolio goes, we're doing just fine value-wise, although things can move fast because we are on some very volatile positions. And when I say move fast, they can go in either direction, and I do mean very fast. Remember, we're in September 1st now. New things are going to be happening this month when it comes to these stocks and energies that work in various ways, different ways. Many people feel like AMC is getting ready to take off. It could happen even this week. Think about what happens if AMC decides this is the week it takes off. Out of all those weeks we've been waiting, that AMC decides this week we're going on a ride. And when it decides that, it's just going to go. It's not going to give you any warning. And so that's why I like to be in it with the right kinds of calls. So in that sense, I have 5 here. And of these 5, 4 of them expire on the 10th. I'm proud of that. Usually I was getting expirations that were expiring in the same week. That is asking for way too much to happen way too fast sometimes. And then you end up losing everything. So I've been really gauging on... That's right, Lou Upton. Lou Upton says Jesus died for our sins. And I agree with that. And so if we turn from sin, Jesus will save us all. And Jesus is love and honest truth. And that's what God teaches. Okay. Good job. Thank you for that. That was very nice. We appreciate that. Now let me smoke my medical marijuana. Some people, they don't realize what being for God is. They think that it's about following a bunch of silly rules that keeps you with no options. And again, it's just how the devil does. It likes to checkmate humanity in this life in every way it can possibly do it. If it could checkmate you because, you can't operate in ways you wish you could, well, then it leaves you with fewer options, right? Remember, this whole life is about experiment and experience for humanity. You're a sentinel being. You care and think and have a whole range of emotions. And it's better when you can live in the spectrum of the complete length of all of those emotions. You shouldn't be keeping this one out or that one out. They all are a part of your central being, your soul identity, your core, if you would. Do me a favor and share and like the video. Now let's go shoot some bad guys. Yeah, but you're God's lover. How can you shoot bad guys? Well, that's where truth comes in. When we know they're coming to kill us, we kill them first. But we don't want that to be the way of the world. That's the way greed hell does things. It's what we're trying to fix. And right now we're at $9.95 on BBIG. Is that how we say it? BBIG. It's BBIG is up, man. BBIG is going on $9.90. BBIG is gonna break $10. BBIG. And it's BBIG. It's BBIG. Welcome to BBIG. And AMC is at 45.30. We don't want to see it drop below 45. Earlier today I said we might get a buying opportunity in 44. That surely did come, but my balance is at availability 414. However, if you were watching this earlier, you've seen that I brought you to that $44 and change price, and I actually said this is a great buy-in price. So if you got that, I'm not your financial advisor, but you did make out if you got that. I think when you teach others how to make an income and how to do for themselves, it's like teaching a man how to fish. You empower him. Does that mean that we shouldn't do other things to make a better world? No. It just means when you teach a man to fish, you do empower him. However, you can lose. There's a lot at stake. And so, it's your dreams and your hopes and your ambitions. Everything you're trying to do is at stake. And for those of us at the bottom, our monetary value is far less than other value that we can bring to bear to change the world. We have our votes. Again, that's just one more thing. We have our mouths. If we get educated on what's important and how to talk about it, that's another good thing. Far more advantageous and far more valuable than anything that you can compare versus money at that point. Because now you're speaking the gospel of truth to people who need to hear it, who are changing in the moment. Now you're adding more people to the cause of good. That's far more valuable than what you could do with your money. Do you see how much more powerful your word can be to the changes that we deserve? And we deserve so many of them, my friends. I'm a big proponent of taking care of yourself through this world so that you can be and do your very best for the rest of humanity, just like I do. I'm always thinking, how can I do better for humanity? And I need to take care of myself the best I can. I've been living in this van now for going on 2 years. Well, before that, I was in Happy Force 1. People that know, it burned down. It left me homeless. I just stayed going with a strong heart. I didn't allow that to break me, although it could have, because it could break a lot of people. And I'm very humble about that. And I approach life with that humility, and I realize our human value, and I seek to realize that human value for myself, but also for all of us. That's what the work that I do is about. That is what makes your Happyhealer Lover your Happyhealer Lover. And right now, we are at breaking $10 on BIG. How about that? Just as we were talking about it. We're $15 positive on the day for the portfolio. Things are looking good. We're only at 1238, meaning we're going to make even further progress. AMC is at 45.42. It could turn out to be a good day for us on AMC too. If it breaks through and realizes how to break through 50 today, we all get to be winners. I'm ready for AMC to break through 50 today. How about you? I think you could do it. Oh wow, Techno has some new information for us, so I'm going to do my best to flip it on the machine here. Let's see if I can send me a link, Techno, if you could, on Discord. Thank you. Send me a link on Discord and I'll put it up for people to see. Okay, folks, we're getting ready to put on Charlie's video. And when I'm looking that way, you can't hear me as good. Sometimes realize I'll be right back, but you can hear me a little, so I still talk at times. Okay. Yeah, I was upset with the way these Afghans are getting taken care of compared to people like us, you know, that could use help. Many of us can. Okay. So I'll be showing you some due diligence here in a moment. This isn't my personal due diligence, but rather this is from other folks who are part of our community. We're all together in this. And if you have information to bring forward, bring it in and I'll put it on the show if it makes sense to me. If it makes sense to me. And it's helpful to others. And so I'm sure most of it'll be just fine. And again, it's I invite it because it's your responsibility to play your role. Okay? Everybody does that. They realize they each get to play their own role. That's really a beautiful outcome when it works like that. That's right. Yeah, big is just getting on the radar. I agree with that. It's going to rock and roll, baby. All we need is patience. Remember, what does that rich bastard say about patience? He says, it's a process of bringing money from those who have none of it to those who have it. That's what the market does. And that is talking about patience. You just gotta have it. You gotta know about that stuff. That's right, you gotta know about that stuff. Patience will make you a winner if you can hold on, baby. It's amazing how many people can't hold on. They don't realize when the market turns, it's just momentary. Just hang it out, just wait it out. It's coming back. And then it comes back and they're off to play. They got off because they were too pained. The loss of $10 on that bet became too painful, and then it became 30. You start working, you're thinking about the money that you work for. It's like working for free. Your investments are losing more money than you earn, and then so you get discouraged, and then you get out of the position, and then it goes to the moon and you're not on it. So just remember, that happens so often. Look at that. It's just about dead. I'll put it in my dying. It's not dead yet, so it could serve a purpose in an emergency. So you don't want to toss it away. You got to have like a dying lighter pile. Really, I got to quit smoking. And then, I think you can ingest your medical marijuana in a variety of ways that can remove the risk from the smoke itself. So there's ways to continue getting the relief. And with my lower back, I do need something. Ugh. I got to get that taken care of, and I think a lot of us realize how painful that kind of stuff can be. And we just power through it. It's just one other thing about us. And so I'm going to put you on a test. Try not to be triggered. Right now the portfolio is down $28. Watch how we turn this $1,500 portfolio into something special. That's the goal. And the more confident we feel about it is the only reason we're in it. So, and I think we have a good amount of spread out coverage. Perhaps I should have been heavier on big than I was on AMC. But I suspect that big will carry its weight and AMC will carry its weight too. The biggest issue, really, I wish that those ones that are being expired this week, that I wish I had gotten into something that expired further out. You see that $48 call right there based on, when I bought that was worth quite a bit more. And I lost $133 on that already. So, given that's the fact, I have to think about, was it really better that I spent that money on AMC, or would it have been better to actually buy a fourth call for going up in the big direction? I honestly think that now in hindsight, it was a mistake. I should have trusted big a little bit more than I did, But that's okay. 3 of those contracts will rise quite nicely, especially if it does even, half as good as what we've seen. The SP, what was that one? Support do. Let me see, it does PRT. I keep thinking Sprite when I see it. But that's it. I think it's going to go in the right direction. I think both of these will be feeders. I don't think they're going to cost the system. They might. And that would really suck. I don't want to see that happen. That's the risk we take. But it's not likely. Things are looking good. And if everybody says, and I tend to agree, and because I look at the charts and I see the differences and the variances, I think AMC is going to fly if the whole market drops. We've seen that happen a couple of times in small instances. Although the SPY, the SPY 500 has been growing like nobody's business, every day hitting new highs. That's almost a good one to be on for consistent profits on calls. I almost ask myself, why haven't I been on that? Just steady winning. Although I don't feel like that being in it, because I have bought into it, and it has ups and downs too. We're getting ready to knock on $10 again. Yeah, our cheapest position here is our September 17th. Which one is that? Okay, that's a $10 call for September 17th. Those were so cheap when I first bought into those, man. When I very, very first bought in, I think I sold that position. I can't remember, because I had bought in and then I bought for really cheap though. Maybe it's this one. I mean, I'm already up on this 240%, so I'm pretty sure this is the one I got really cheap. And if you get a bunch like that, you can really, make a lot of progress quick. It's getting it in that moment. And I picked that up the moment my friend Jason told me about it. And that was yesterday. I said, oh, big? I went and took a look. I seen it was at the bottom of a trail. It didn't seem like it was going to go back down that far again. It was already on the short squeeze move. I got in. It was the right choice. I should have gotten in heavier then. Alright, so I'm ready to show you whatever you got here for me, Techno. Just getting on the radar. Seems like they're shorting SPRT already. Sure they are. They're shorting everything. They're doing their best. And they're shorting SPRT already. I don't believe they covered yet, but Cortex's 2-day relay. What a joke. I wonder if hedges just share info with each other. You know what? I also wondered about that. And you know what? We live in greed hell. What do you think, Techno? Of course they share info together. Hey, I'm getting ready to dump this. I'm getting ready to do that. They work together, buddy. Don't you think? Don't you know that? Think about it. It's just a simple call. They can have backward channels. They can have back channel, communication, all kinds of creative ways. And because greed persists, and it's okay, it says it's okay. Corruption exists with it, and it is doing bad stuff. Always know that. Never question that. And that's why we need to get a better world. That's why we need to pull out of greed hell, because then, we'll see situations like that and we can assume the better. Right now, we have to always assume the worst. We live in greed hell. And I'm optimistic about making progress in greed hell. All the same, we are still in greed hell. All right, we are just going to keep making that progress anyway, though. They'll try to stop us. They'll do everything they can. We just won't let them. Let's see if we have any information here to go on yet. Why don't you go techno right here to MoneyMantics. Drop that message right there with the information that we need to go to. And I'll go to it and I'll show everybody where we are when we do it. And if anybody else wants to share anything, please do join our Discord. We have a nice growing group there, and you're mightily welcome. I'm always updating that group, and so are other people, on our new plays, what we plan on doing for the day, where we're at. When we're not live, we still update there. It's a good place to be for that reason. Yeah, you have to beat the techno's talking also, and I like that. She shares their best opinion on things, and you got to appreciate that we are in a psychological battle, and you got to beat that one too. And that's why sometimes it's important to realize your psychological battle may be what's holding you back more than anything else. And you are the only one who can decide if that's true. Nobody who's doing this is going to tell you otherwise. Because they're not your financial advisor, and neither am I. I am not your financial advisor. And this is our Trump page if you like President Trump. I'm a very in the middle kind of person, but I'm also about common sense, and that's why I support President Trump, is because it seems to me like we're making a lot of decisions that are going back to the old world. We need to break away from that old world so we can go to the new world. President Trump breaks us away from that. He's so good at doing that. And I really think his progress is good. So look at how effective we are here. And what we do is we also give love to a lot of Trump folks who then are better people, even to Democrats. And so it's about making an atmosphere. I do my best to making an atmosphere where the truth persists, but also where love persists, where unity has a way. You better, if you're a Democrat, you better be happy that your Happy Healer is a leader and a head in a very strong and vibrant, President Trump group. Because I have a lot of people here, and I talk to a lot of them that really enjoy what I do. And I talk about love. I'm your Happyhealer Lover, in fact. And so you see, this is how it goes. I only posted this yesterday, and it's got almost 600 likes. So this is a really popular page, and things that I just put up are still growing, and it grows in various ways. And those are my conservative friends. I vote for Trump twice now, and this last election I don't think was, just as we say, it's likely not honest what these folks have already done in the hedge funds, talking to each other, trying to work together so that they can beat the retail investors. Unbelievable, but that's their goal. And the same thing is true with other aspects of life. Think about that. The real love, the real progress comes in unity. If we want to change the world, if we want to beat China, we don't get to be in our civil war and do that. I talk people back from the insanity. I remind them that we're out to win, and that's not winning. And that we have enemies that would like to see us have war with each other in a civil war. Many people say, too late, we're already in one. I say, hold your horses. You really don't want a war. Trust me, I've studied about it to the point where spiritually I felt like I was there. I could feel the pain of the soldiers in these warlike conditions. Trust me, you don't want war. Not for your children, not for your life, not for the progress that we could have in its place. But yet we're heading right towards war. People think their money will save them in that war. Their money won't matter. They won't be able to buy their way out of hell. It doesn't matter. Crypto, it'll likely be worth... You'll be back to pennies on Bitcoin, let's just say. War is not going to be the thing that takes you to the promised land. Know that. War is not the answer. So, if we find our solutions in peace, then we're winning. Alright, let's go into... Okay, let's go into our stock and our situation here. Techno was telling us to play a video earlier. I want to see Charlie's vids. CFTC. I know I was watching some... okay, Mark. President Trump has been the best president in American history. I want to say, President Trump, that if it's God's will, he will become our president again. Satan is working hard to stop that progress. But I say, get behind me, Satan, in the name of Jesus, Son of the living God. And what is their winning technique? It's love and truth. That is God's winning technique. So if we want to win this without having to go through the war, then the way we win this is by doing love and truth all the way through. Not doing greed and hell. Alright, I'm going to open up a window here and send it so you can see what we're doing. And I'm going to put it on the messages here so you can see that also. So let us go ahead and move forward on that now without delay. Okay.
I put...
Oh, there's a video loaded up in there. I don't know what video that is. Stand by. Let's see if that does it again. Okay, that didn't do it again. See if I have a mic lined up. Yep, mic's lined up. Okay, let's get a visual in there. This is MoneyMantics. We gotta have a visual or this is not gonna work. Alright, there's me. Let's see. What? That's not the way we wanted that to show up. Huh. It's funny enough. Interestingly. Okay. Maybe I'll darken that and add another camera. Stand by, folks. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. And I'll get you right there. I mean, technically, you could still see me, right? And that is just so weird to me. I don't know how I'm live in real time with those comments right there, but where is that picture even? It's nowhere. And that's so weird to me. Okay, video capture device. We're gonna take on the previous video. Yeah, that's not the one I want, but so we'll go for another one. No, we don't want that one. Let's go on his properties. No, we don't want that either. Oh, I see. That's what that is. Okay, so of the two, you got that one. Yeah, I think that's the one we're going to need. Alright, we'll do that. But we need to use filters. On filters, we need to make a crop pad correction. On a crop pad correction, we need to increase our left diameter to 400, maybe even 450, maybe even more, 500. We need to bring the top down to about 50, make it more, do 100. Need to bring the bottom up, make that 250, and I think that'll work. Maybe the left side forward, bring the left side up to 550. Okay, I think that'll work. Close that out, bring that down here. Alright, now we got you that. And when on the other screen, we got this weird look. How do you like it? Alright. We're going to take it back here. And on this one, should be about our... I don't know how that got moved over so much. Maybe when I was messing with it. Yeah, probably so. I got an hour. Let's get back here. Let's see how Coinbase is doing. Wow, that's been having a steady climb. And the one I like looking at most in here, we see Bitcoin's going back up. But the one I like looking at most in here, well, doggone, you gotta almost find it out. It's Cardano. And it's at, well, it was 288. It's 285 right now. And that's a good coin right there. Once it breaks $3, I think we'll be doing really good on that. Okay, so back to the Thinkorswim right here. And on Thinkorswim, we're just over 45 on AMC. And on BBIG, we are 932. And we have some more losses for the day. But remember, that's not permanent. We're still holding on to our play. Our play has not come completely engaged yet. And it's all going to be dependent upon how far this whole thing goes. So I have to fix that camera. I don't know why it went like that for me over here. Okay. That's all we need. How's that? That's better. That's what I wanted. Okay, so the time now is 1:09, and we're going to go ahead and take a break. But before we do, it's at $9.16 for BBIG. And that sucks because we want every bit of profit we can get out of that. But it's still over 9. I think it's just fine, really, in a relative order of things. We're still up on everything. AMC has taken us for a ride that's been difficult to swallow. To hang on with these guys is going to become a bit costly at this rate, but that's how it goes sometimes right before a good victory. And honestly, I see some of these positions for like this September 10th position. I bought that pretty cheap to start with, and I feel like that's a pretty good, if it breaks out, those are the kinds of cheap calls you want to grab because they can turn into really expensive calls later. And if you don't have enough money to buy in the money, calls that cost 5 times that much and expire this Friday, so it's a lot cheaper. And in the money calls that expire on the 10th are also going to be a lot more expensive. And preferably I'd like to see you beyond the 10th of an expiration date, but it still gives you some time. One good thing about crypto is it's trading every day. Maybe it'd be better if it was crunched up a bit. And now we're below 45. And we were below 45 earlier today in AMC. That's not a brand new thing in that way. And there's AMC. And now I think we were there at one point. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh yeah. We dropped below 4. No, was it below? Let's go back a little bit more. Yeah, it wasn't long ago. Let's just put it like that. And all of this was breaking through to a new level and then settling at a higher level than we started. Remember, just in the beginning of this week, we were breaking this to go above 40. And so we've gotten confirmation that there's energy that is here to stay. The bottom was tested, and we pulled away from the bottom. So none of that can be taken back. That's on AMC. So that's why I still feel good about it. Although, I wish I hung on to some money, because these are the positions where you always realize, wow, you could get some more positions for relatively cheap. I mean, we're doing wonderful things here on BIG, but on AMC, it's just a little sluggish. All right, folks, we'll be back. We'll see you more towards the end of the day.